Hey, sick brother. Sorry you're feeling bad, Ben. You don't look great. It's nothing big. It's just right here. So, yeah, you might want to get that looked at. Well, I too was going to talk about Lance Armstrong this week, Ben, but you kinda stole my thunder, jerk. So I'm not going to talk about Lance, but I am going to talk about the last time I went cycling. It was the day before the family trip to Vermont, Ben, the very trip where you beat a fish with a rock or something earlier this summer. We weren't just going with the family though, we were bringing the GMA, you, me, John, and Mike. What's that? We haven't mentioned the GMA. How is it 10 weeks in and we haven't mentioned the Green Mallard Association, Ben? In high school, the Green Mallard Association was me, Ben, and our two friends, John and Mike. It was what we called the four of us, but that's probably another video. It was the day before the trip and John had asked me if I wanted to go on a 60-mile bike ride. By the way, the imaginary number Fixty is a number somewhere between 50 and 60 that means sounds like 50 but is probably higher than 60. I didn't want to go because every bike ride I'd ever been on with John started the same way. At the bottom of 10 miles of super steep mountain. The same mountain every time. Didn't matter how flat or scenic or rolling the rest of the ride was, Ben. After 10 miles uphill, I was spent. But John said the magic words, Ben. Come on, dude, it'll be fun. Oh, the number of times those words have gotten me into trouble. Fun? Why didn't you say so? Let's go. But I was still nervous about doing a 60-mile bike ride. Fortunately, I had John, who, great friend that he is, was just so confident in me. Dude, if you can do like a 15-mile ride, you can definitely do a 60-mile ride. You're in shape. It's not good logic, Ben. It's like saying, well, if you can do one, you can do two, right? If you can do two, you can do three, right? Unfortunately, you can't apply that logic all the way up to Fixty. And I should mention that before we went on this ride, Dad was like, oh, hey, why don't you take my 100% carbon fiber $1,000 bike with you? I'd love to get another person's opinion on it. Okay. So 10 miles in, I'm dead. Again. But I managed to stay up for another 20 before John realizes, oh crap, John is dead. The obvious solution? Go to Subway! Rest and food! Yes, that probably was the right solution. Unfortunately, it was too late. It was kind of like pulling the parachute after you hit the ground. And I had hit the ground, Ben, and that sandwich-shaped parachute was not going to help me. That being said, I still got back on the bike and went a little more ways before we came to the top of the biggest hill I've ever had to climb. And by climb, I mean slowly push the bike uphill. At the top of that hill was a mulch dealership, you know, because where else would you buy mulch except at the top of a mountain in the middle of nowhere? And I'm telling John, we gotta stop. We have to get someone to come pick us up. He's like, no, come on, we gotta go down this hill. Come on, dude, it's gonna be fun. Fun? Okay. We start down the hill and John is pedaling to go faster. I'm squeezing the brakes and still pushing 40 miles an hour. I go around the first turn and I'm looking down at the yellow line in the road and it's on my left, and all of a sudden it's on my right, and I realize, oh my god, the inertia from the turn is carrying me across the road and I'm too tired to lean to the right. I hit that ditch and went head over heels, bounced off the guardrail twice, and luckily don't start cascading down the side of the mountain. And I use the word luckily lightly because luckily was back into oncoming traffic. Woo, they had an ambulance there so quickly, man. But while we waited for the ambulance, I managed to get into a phone call with Dad. Oh my god, son, are you gonna live? I think so. Whew. How's the bike? Parenting! No, but seriously, the bike was destroyed. Handlebars just split in half and then removed from the rest of the bike. So that probably wasn't the answer to the proudest moment question you asked yesterday, Ben. In fact, I'd say it was one of my biggest fails. My point is that even though that sucked at the time, I remember that being a great vacation, and now when I tell that story, it's a great story. What you have to realize is that bad things are going to happen. They are going to happen to you, and there's nothing you can do. It's going to suck at the moment. But what you also have to realize is that good things are going to happen. They are absolutely going to happen to you. What you have to try and do is learn from the bad things and minimize them in the future, and then look at the bad things in the past in a more positive light so that mostly you're just left with good things, hopefully. My actual proudest moment is probably getting a job or, you know, starting this crazy year-long video project with my brother. But my question for you, Ben, is not what is your proudest moment, but what is one of your biggest fails, and has it gotten any better since then? See you in another life, brother.